everyone, it's Kaylin here, and thanks so much for visiting my channel. Today I have a really special workout for you today. I have Jen here, a good friend of mine, and she is 35 weeks pregnant. And so we are going to be doing a pregnancy workout for the third trimester. So these are exercises that you can do anytime throughout your pregnancy, first and second trimester as well, but we're going to be focusing mainly on what's going to be good for her during this time. So we're going to need a couple things for today. So we're going to be using either a stool or a chair, something that you can just easily sit on. We have this padded just because it's a little harder underneath. And if you have a large ball, you can grab that as well. I'll show what we're going to be doing on the large ball. And then we're also going to be using this smaller squishy ball too. If you have that, grab that. If you don't, you could use something like a really firm pillow that you can kind of fold up underneath your body when we do some of those exercises and behind the back as well. So lots of different options and substitutions. So go ahead and grab those props and we'll meet you right back here for the workout. All right, so go ahead and get your chair ready, and we're going to come to a seated position. So I'm going to have Jen show it on the chair, and I will show it here on the ball, but we're basically going to be doing the same movement. So I would just make sure you've got your feet really grounded into the floor, and your legs are in more of a parallel. So this is a good height here for the chair. And we're just going to start doing a little bit of pelvic work. So just rocking forward and back. So what I want you to do first is I want you to send the pelvis back behind you as you open your heart and chest, and almost like you're trying to expand the front body forward. And then I want you to exhale and think of more drawing from your pelvis and kind of drawing the baby towards your back and rounding through your lower pelvis. That's it. Yep. Good. And then inhale, you're going to send it back forward as you expand. And then exhale, think of tucking your pelvis under and pulling the belly back towards your lower back. Yes. Good. And you can even use the arms here. So you could take the arms out to the side as you expand. And then you can exhale as you round through the spine, pull that belly in. Yes. Good. And again, inhale, open. Think of opening through the front chest, front body here, and then exhale to round. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. And this nice opening here is nice. We get a little tight and rounded through the shoulders when we, especially during this time of the pregnancy, exhale, round, just because we're rounding forward a lot. So anything you can do to open up that front body is really good. So inhale, open. Good. Exhale to round and pull it back. And that pelvis movement is really good for not only your lower back, but just for the health of the pelvis during pregnancy as well. So we're going to take that a little bit further into a circle. So this is a little bit easier on the ball than it is on a still chair, but you can still get a little bit of that movement. So now what I want you to do, you can bring your hands onto your hips, and you're going to take the pelvis and draw it under just like you did, and then take the pelvis over to the left, and then kind of back forward with the upper body, and then to the right, and then back under. And try to do that more, Jen, from the pelvis. So not so much the upper body. And you're trying to bring the pelvis under. Yeah, it's a little easier on the ball here. And then over to the side. Good, let's do 2 more in this direction. Yep. You're just trying to circle the pelvis. Good. And then forward. Yep. And then over to the side. Good. 1 more. So pull the belly back, come this way. Yep. And then over to the right. Yes. And then forward. Good. And then tip the pelvis to the left. Good. And then pull back. Now you're going to reverse it. So now go the other way, forward. Good. And then tuck under as you pull back. Come this way towards me. Yep. Over to the left. Good. And then back forward. Good. And then over to the right. Good. And then pull back, tuck under, pull the belly towards me. Good. Come to the left and then back forward. Good. And then 1 more to the right. Good. Tuck under. Good. To the left and forward. Yeah. How did that feel?
That feels amazing.
Good. Yeah. Because it's a good way to loosen up the pelvis, loosen up the hips, which you need to do more of as you're progressing towards delivery. All right, so we're going to come down to the mat now. So you can go ahead and come up and off of your chair, and we can move that off to the side. And we're gonna now come to an all fours position with the small ball, if you have one. Again, if you don't, you can always use that small pillow instead. So we're gonna go ahead and come into all fours. Jen, if you wanna come down this way onto your hands and knees. And if you ever have any discomfort with being on the hands and knees, then make sure to pad up under the knees, right, with a blanket or a towel. And if you have trouble being on your wrists here, which could happen as well, you can always put your forearms on your large ball or on your chair or stool. And then Jen, I'm gonna have you place this. If you have a ball or pillow, you're gonna place it right between the inner thighs. Yep, and you're gonna squeeze that ball. Yep, just right there, perfect. So squeezing the ball, putting the ball there or something there is going to help engage and get more into the pelvic floor and the abdominals. So, all right, what we're going to do here first is just some cat and cow. So I want you to think of dropping the belly and lifting the heart and chest and looking up towards that ceiling. Good. And then you're going to exhale and think of moving from here as you tuck the tailbone under and round the spine and drop your head. Yeah, think of pulling the baby up towards you. Good. And then inhale through neutral and finding that deep breath in, expand, sliding the shoulders down the back. Good. Exhale, go ahead and round and lift as you tuck that tailbone under. Good, let's do 3 more just like that. Inhale to expand. Good, shoulders drop down. And exhale to round. And lift. Think of squeezing that ball, especially right here as the pelvis comes up. Good, inhale. Good, drop the belly, lift through the heart and chest. Beautiful, and then exhale, round. Good, pull that belly in and up, squeezing that ball. Good, 1 more, inhale. Good, and exhale, round, scoop, and lift. Very nice. All right, go ahead and come back to a neutral position here. And Jen, I want you to shift forward so your shoulders are more over your wrists. If that means, so shift your knees forward as well so that your knees are underneath your hips. Yes, there we go. Perfect. All right, now I want you this whole time to still be wary of your low back. So make sure it's not arching too much. Make sure you're keeping some engagement. So actually pull up into my handle. Yeah, there we go. Now try to keep that there. And we're just gonna move this through the shoulders. So we're gonna do a protraction, retraction. What that means is the arms stay straight. You're gonna let the chest sink down through the arms as you let the shoulder blades slide together. So if you need a visual of that, you would just let the chest sink down, the shoulder blades slide together, and then you go ahead and press that upper body away. Yep, and almost round through the upper back. Good, and then inhale, drop the shoulders down. Good, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then exhale, press it away. So here we're just getting a little bit more mobility in the upper body and the shoulders. Let's do 3 more. Squeeze those shoulders. It's considered like a sternum push-up. And then exhale, press. Good, last 2, that looks beautiful. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good, and with each exhale, you can think of pulling that belly up towards your spine as well. Good, last 1, inhale. Let the shoulders drop. Good, exhale, press into those shoulders away from the floor. Very nice. Okay, now from here, I want you to go ahead and come back to a more neutral spine position. So you've got the shoulders just kind of floating naturally on your back. And you're gonna shift forward just a little bit with your hips only. Yep, so just a little, and you might wanna walk your hands forward as well. And now if it feels okay here, we're gonna do some elbow presses. You can keep your back straight the whole time, with your hips lifted, or you can bring your hips forward into more of a kneeling plank. So that may depend on the individual. And then you're gonna start to bend your elbows. So you're gonna bring yourself down towards the floor, almost like a push-up. So meaning you're gonna do like a regular push-up, yep, bending the elbows, and then exhale, press it away. So just like a regular push-up here, yes. So inhale, bend, and again, you can keep yourself in that table position, and then go ahead, exhale, press it away. Good, inhale, bend, lower down. Beautiful, good, shoulders down the back. Yes, exhale, press it away. Good, see if you can give me 3 more. Good, try to keep that belly lifting up towards your spine. Good, exhale, press. Last 2. Good, exhale, press. Beautiful. Last one, inhale, bend. And these can be really small bends if you can't come all the way to the floor. Jen's really strong. She's got really strong arms. So this is easier for her, but I know I couldn't be going that low. So you just modify if you need to and just do small elbow bends. So staying in this all fours position, you're going to go ahead now and take the ball or pillow out from between the knees. And you can just go ahead and place it off to the side. So I'll go ahead and take that for you. And you want, Jen, bring your knees under your body just a little bit more. So knees are under the hips and wrists are right under those shoulders. So now we're going to stay here in a long spine. Now when you're in the long spine, you don't want to think of dumping into the lower back. So you still want some core engagement so that you're not arching or causing any extra discomfort in the lower spine. So we're going to do an opposite arm leg reach here. So what that requires is keeping the torso nice and still. And we're going to take first the right leg, and we're going to reach the right leg back at hip height, trying to keep the hip facing towards the floor. Yep. And so you should feel the glute and the hamstring here. And then you're going to take that left arm and you're going to reach it long. Yes. So we have opposite arm leg reach. Now, if doing both is too much, you can always do one or the other. And then go ahead and lower that side down. So knee and arm are going to lower. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to the other side. So left leg reaches out. Good. Right arm reaches forward. So if you can drop this left hip down a little bit more so they stay parallel with the floor. Good. And then go ahead and lower that side down. And we're going to keep alternating here. So go ahead and reach left arm, right leg. And the goal here is try to stay as steady as possible as you move in this middle part of your body. So go ahead and lower that down. Good. Reach other side, left leg, right arm. Good. And lengthen. Good. And then lower down. Okay, we're going to do one more each side. So think of inhaling to reach, reach, reach. Good. Keeping the neck nice and long as well. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Good. Drop that left hip a little bit more. Good. And then exhale, lower it all the way back down. Very nice. Go ahead and sit onto your heels and come off the wrists, and you can go ahead and roll those wrists around just in a nice circle. Now we're going to take the ball instead, and we're going to use it on underneath the side body. So Jen, go ahead and turn to your right. Yep, and your legs, that's perfect, just like that. And then this ball here is going to come right here, and then you're going to come to your forearm on the floor. So the ball is helping to support the belly and the side ribs here, because this would be basically something that we do in many of the workouts that we do without the ball, but with that ball there, it just gives a little bit more support. So what we're going to start to do first is we are going to do a little bit of opening and breathing here. So what I want you to do is, if you can take your hands behind your head, yep, and maybe, I'm wondering here if maybe bring your bottom forearm to the floor. The bottom one, yep, and yep, not under the head. And then start to, if it's easy, to slide that arm out a little bit and come over the ball. So you basically want to maybe come down a little bit more into that. Yes, there we go, good. And then let yourself come up and over the ball, getting a nice opening and stretch here. And then go ahead and lift yourself back up. So come up here, like this way, like you're coming up here. Yes, that's it. Good. Inhale to come over. You're just getting a nice big opening stretch through here. Good. And then exhale to lift. So especially in this third trimester, and you can keep moving, we're trying to get more opening in the side body, right? More opening through the hips and the pelvis as well. And that's just making more space for baby and making everything a little bit more comfortable. Good. So exhale to lift. Very nice. Good. How does this feel? Feels good? Is that feeling okay on that bottom shoulder as well? Okay. Good. Exhale, lift. Nice. Do one more. Inhale over. Yep, beautiful job doing those side bends. And exhale, go ahead and bring it all the way back up. All right, so go ahead and stay here. This time you can prop yourself on your forearm so that bring the forearm a little bit more under. Is it still feeling good underneath there? Okay. All right, so staying here on the side, we're gonna do a little bit of modified side planking. So I want you to take your knees and bring them back and stack them. So go ahead and pull the knees back a little bit more. Yep, and then I want you to see if you can lift your hips up, bring yourself off the ball just a little bit, and bring your glutes forward. So, yep, and then you're gonna come up just a little bit more. Yes, into a modified side plank, and then you're gonna lower back down. Good, and then we're gonna do that again. So lift the hips, the glutes come forward a little bit. Yes, good, and lower. Again, that ball is there just as a nice support for the belly. Good, inhale, lift. Good, keep the knees together if you can, if that's comfortable, and lower. Good, 2 more, inhale. Very nice, good, exhale. And last one, draw the shoulder down and lift. Beautiful, and then lower all the way back down. Very nice. Okay, now this time you get to just hang out here with that forearm down. You're not gonna lift and lower. I do want you to take this leg though, and you're gonna reach it nice and long, okay? And you can take this hand and you can just bring this one or here to the floor if that's comfortable. And I want you to just start to lift and lower this leg. So we're just getting a little bit of glute work. So it's not gonna come too high. And I'm keeping my hand here to keep your hips stacked. So I want your hips to stay right where they are and just a little bit of a lift and lower. Yes, good, lift and lower. So this is just working the lower body a little bit more of those glutes. Good, let's do 4 more. 4. Nice. Last 3. Good. 2. Good. Try to bring those shoulders down. Yep. Last one. Lift and lower. Beautiful. Go ahead and bend the knees. I want you to keep your feet together now, and you're going to do clamming. So keeping that top hip where it is. Go ahead and open the top knee. Keep those feet glued together. So open. Yep. And then go ahead and close. Yep. And you'll just repeat that. Bring it open and close. And I'm just gonna put my hip here again, and I want you to try to keep that still. Yep, and close. Very nice. Open and close. Let's do 5 more just like that. Good, just continuing to breathe. Good, 4. Nice, 3. And actually hold here. We're gonna change it up just a little bit. So I want you to take the top leg up, keep this knee where it is, and I want you to internally rotate to kick the top foot up. Okay, keep the knee bent, and now bring it back down, and then bring it back up. So you're internally rotating the leg, and then externally rotating. So bring this foot down to the other foot, knee turns open, and then we internally rotate, knee comes down, foot comes up. Good, let's do 3 more just like that. So just adding a little bit of internal rotation. Good, last 2. Nice job, last one. Good, together and lift. Good, place that foot down and then lower the knees. All right, so now I want you to actually come off the ball. So go ahead and lift up. I'm going to take it out for you, and you can lay down fully on your side. So go ahead and you can bring your arm underneath your head just like this, just to make it nice and comfortable. Yep. And I want you to take this top arm, and this is the one that's going to move. Now we're just getting a little bit more opening in the upper body and the chest and the shoulders. So this is called pinwheel. You want to take this arm, and I want you to reach it along the floor, forward in front of you, and really lengthen. Okay, so you're pulling your shoulder blade away from your spine. Now trying to keep your fingers along the floor, which may not happen, see if you can circle it along the floor above the mat, and then you're gonna start to flip it open, and then eventually you're gonna circle open and then reach it towards this opposite direction. Yep, good. And now you're gonna reverse it, and then you're gonna sweep it back forward and then reach. Good, and then we do that again, reach it forward, you circle open, you can let that upper body, just like she's doing in the head, turn and look back behind you, getting a good stretch through those shoulders, and then reach it back over. Good, and then back forward. Good, let's do 2 more. This is called pinwheel. This is a really nice opening stretch for the upper body and the chest, really good mobility for those shoulders as well. Good, and back forward. It's also a nice rotational exercise for the upper body because the lower body is staying pretty still as you move that upper body. Good, and open. Does that feel nice in the shoulders? Yeah. And then go ahead and bring it back forward. Very nice. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and sit on up, and we're gonna do all that on the other side. So you can swing your legs over to this side, and then we'll prop the ball underneath your left side. So there goes that. Go ahead and put that under there. Perfect. All right, and we're gonna start first with that opening stretch. I don't know if you remember that one that we did where the bottom arm is a little bit farther away and the top arm is overhead, is behind your head. Yep. And you're gonna let yourself come up and over. Yeah, make sure it's in a comfortable position there. You want to keep your hips down. Does this feel okay on this side? Okay, good. All right, so we want to take that upper body and start to bring it over. Keep your hips down though. So I want you to think of opening through here and maybe bring that, yes, that's it. Yeah, bringing that arm out farther is much, much better. Good, and then start to lift up just a little bit. Good, so now we're working on opening up this right side body and expanding. Should feel really, really nice. These exercises for me are some of my favorites, anything that opens and stretches the sides. Good. And this can also be done, again, if you have that pillow, you can do it over the pillow. If you have a Bosu, one of those where it's flat on one side and rounded on the other, this is really nice to prop yourself onto there. Good, let's just do 2 more, keeping the hips where they are, opening up. Good, and then bring it together. Good, last one, open. Nice. And bring it back. Beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna take or prop yourself up a little bit more so that the shoulder is right over that elbow. And this was those side planks, that modified side plank. So bring the feet back a little bit. The knees are still bent. And then when you start to lift yourself up and hover off that ball, you're gonna come onto the bottom knee and press the hips forward so you're engaging your glutes. So press into this bottom arm, draw the shoulder down, see if you can lift up a little bit more underneath your, yes, so much better. Beautiful. Good, and then lower it back down. So lower the hips, good. Yes, and you always wanna make sure you're nice and grounded through this bottom shoulder, sliding the shoulder down the back and away from the ear. Beautiful job. Good. Lower it all the way down. Good. And then we lift up. She's doing an awesome job. This is not easy. Good. And lower. See if you can, on this last one, you can use your glutes, press your hips forward just a little bit more, opening up the front of the hips. Nice job. Beautiful. And then go ahead and lower all the way down. All right, now for this next part, you're just gonna stabilize with that upper body. So that's gonna stay right where it is. Again, that shoulder blade stays connected. And reach this top leg nice and long. So you're gonna lengthen, yep. And this is where I want this hip to stay stacked right here. And now start to lift and lower this leg. And this top arm can either be where it is or you can place it on the floor in front of you if that feels more supported. Yep, so this is just getting those glutes working, those glutes activated. Good. We're gonna do 4 more just like that. We have 4. Nice. 3. Last 2. And 1, beautiful. All right, go ahead and take the knee, you're gonna place it on top of the other one and then bring the feet together. And now this is for clamming. So again, working on opening, externally rotating that top hip. So take the knee up towards the ceiling, keep the feet glued together. Good, and then lower it down. So keep your hips down the whole time so you don't have to bring your pelvis up. Yep, just that top leg lifting. And I'm gonna bring my hand here so that you can keep this pelvis nice and steady. Good, and lower. Good, lift and lower. Good, see if you can, yes, connect more. So even though we're just moving the lower body, that upper body is still stabilizing. Good, and lower. 2 more, and then we're gonna add that internal rotation at the top. Good, last one. So lift here, hold. Now the knee stays there, and then the foot comes up. Yep, and then bring the foot back down. Can keep the knee open. Yep, so lower, yep, good. And the knee comes up, perfect. Good, foot comes up, and then let the knee come up when you bring the legs together, right? Just like, yep, good. And the knee stays lifted, that's it, yep. Good, internally rotate, yep, beautiful, and tap, just 2 more. Beautiful, this is great hip work, really good hip mobility here. Great for that pelvis, lift, and lower, good. And then lower the knee all the way down. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and take the ball out. And now we're gonna do those pinwheels on this side. So go ahead and lower yourself down and prop your head on your arm, on that bottom arm, yes. And take that top arm forward. And I really want you to reach forward. So this is that protraction of your shoulder. And then we take it up and overhead, trying to keep the hand along the floor as much as you can. And then open the arm back behind you and then stretch. Yes, and then reverse that, coming back. Good, forward, and then reach that arm forward. Good, and again, bringing it forward, good, open, circle back. Good, beautiful. And again, back overhead, very nice. And forward, we're just gonna do 2 more just like that. And then we're gonna take it up to standing to finish everything up. Good, so enjoy this on your side here, this nice stretch. And last one, bring it open. Nice, beautiful rotation, open it up, and then bring it back up and over and forward, very nice. All right, and then when you're ready, go ahead and push yourself up to seated. We are gonna make our way up to standing in just a moment, so we will meet you right back here. All right, so back up and standing, we are going to use that chair again. So you're going to grab your stool or your chair, and we're going to do a couple different squat variations. So the stool is nice because we're not going to come into a super low squat, but I just want you to, when Jen's coming down into that squat, she's going to tap her pelvis down and then come right back up. So for these first ones you're going to have a parallel stance, so toes and knees pointing forward, and make sure the chair is close enough that when you do sit back, it is there for you to touch down. So you're going to start to bend the knees, sit into the heels, send the arms forward. You're going to tap the pelvis down, and then go ahead and use the glutes and bring it right back up. So let's do that again. Inhale, tap, sitting down, and then exhale, chest lifts, and think of pulling everything in and up. And then inhale, sit it back. Good. Exhale, lift. Good. Let's do 4 more just like that. She's doing a great job. Beautiful form. And obviously, if it's not easy to keep those legs narrow, you can keep them a little bit wider to make space for baby as you squat down. Good. And then exhale, use those glutes. Lift. Good. I think we have 2 more. I miscounted. Good. And then lift. Good. Beautiful. And last one, lower down. Very nice, and exhale, lift back up. Now the next one we're going to do is a wide variation. So we want to think of externally rotating. So maybe don't go so turned out, maybe go a little bit more narrow, but go wider with the feet and make sure you are smack dab in the center of that. There we go, perfect. All right, so now the knees and the toes are going to track in the same direction. So when you squat down, you want to think of keeping the knees wide and bringing the arms either forward or out to the sides, whatever feels best as you start to squat down. Good, so bringing the arms out, maybe forward. Good, and then bring it back up. So again, this is great for making that space in the hips and the pelvis. So go ahead and squat down. Beautiful, she's doing a beautiful job. Good, and lift back up. Good, let's do 3 more just like that. Very nice. Yeah, lots of external rotation here with those legs in the hip sockets. Last 2. Beautiful. Good. And lift. Nice. Last one staying nice and wide through that chest and collarbone. Very nice. Good. And then bring it all the way back up. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to come to face the side of your chair. So actually come to this side, and you're going to go ahead and bring your hands onto the chair and bend your knees. Actually, I'm sorry, keep your legs straight just for now. Yep, and you can have the hands, you're in a nice supported position here. Now what I want you to do is we're gonna add a little rotation. So I want you to bend your, let's see, it'll be your left knee. Yep, keep your left hand on the chair and then open that right arm up towards the ceiling and get a nice twist and stretch. And you should feel a good stretch in the glute and hamstring as well. And then go ahead and bring that hand down, switch to the other side. Bend your right knee now, right hand down. Good, left arm's gonna open. Very nice. Good, left hand down again, bending that left knee, opening right arm up. Good, opening through the chest and the shoulders. Good, right hand down. Beautiful. Left arm lifts, right knee bends. Very nice. We're going to do 1 more each side. Good. And again, just making space here in that front body. Beautiful. Last one, right hand down. Sorry for my freezing cold fingers. My hands are always very chilly. All right, and then go ahead and bring that back down. Perfect. All right, so now I want you to go ahead and come up to standing. And I'm going to let Jen use the ball for this last part here. So let's go ahead and bring that here. And you can go ahead and sit down just like that. Yep. All right, so you're gonna do a little bit of kind of rolling side to side on the ball. So think of keeping your left leg straight as you lean into that right knee. So you're gonna kind of roll a little bit to that side. Yes, that's it. And then you're gonna go to the other side. So you're doing almost like a lateral lunge here. Yep, but you're more supported on the ball. And again, this is just kind of opening those hips, getting that pelvis moving a little bit. And if you need to shift more into the center, feel free with that ball. How does that feel? Good. Yep. Stretching out those inner thighs as well, which is nice. So going to the right. Good. And you can always do this on your chair as well. You won't get as much side to side movement. You can even do this up and standing, holding the back of your chair. Let's do one more each side. Yep. Good. And then through center, over to the other side. Good. Beautiful. Now go ahead and sit centered on your ball. You might want to shift just a little bit. And then we're just going to finish how we started. So she gets the ball now, which is going to feel really nice. And we're going to go ahead and take an inhale. Let the hips kind of tilt forward as you open through the heart and chest. And then exhale, think of rocking your pelvis under you, almost trying to push the ball forward. Yep, to bring the belly back. Good, and we do that again. Inhale to open. Beautiful. Exhale, round and bring it in. Good, just 2 more. Inhale, deep breath in. Good, think of really expanding. Think of all that work we just did, opening up that chest and shoulders. Exhale. Good, think of pulling belly, baby, towards spine. Last one, inhale. Beautiful, and exhale, and round. Very nice. And then you just sit up nice and tall, and you are done. How did that feel? Good. Good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Again, this is great throughout all of pregnancy, but you will feel more of these gentle exercises and stretching, opening hips, opening side body, front body is going to be really good for this last trimester. So, and I know we all wish we could look as good as Jen at 35 weeks. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Please let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'm going to link to a couple videos here. I'm going to link to my most recent, I think it's going to be a great video for you up here. And then down below, I'm going to link to my most recent upload. So go ahead and check those out. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And thank you, Jen, so much for being here with me. All right, see you guys soon.